Hi, my name is Erin Mark, and I'm a CF patient who's located right here in the Capital District. Many of you know me because I run the Lemon Classic Golf Tournament event every year. As you already know, if you're watching this video, after careful consideration, the Crandall Foundation Board has decided to postpone Emerald Eve for just one more year. On behalf of myself, these other CF families, and patients you are about to hear from, we want to thank you for your continued support of the Foundation. I know we're living in challenging times, but I also know that the Crandall Foundation will do what it's always done, to continue to put the health and safety of the CF community first, and to continue to provide a multitude of programs and assistance. Right now, I know lots of things have been canceled with COVID, but the Crandall Foundation programs and all of their support is not one of them. So now let's hear from other CF families and patients how the Crandall Foundation has impacted their lives.
I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis when I was 40 years old. As you can imagine, this was stressful for my wife, my parents, and myself. I heard about cystic fibrosis and knew what it was. I knew it was a rare genetic disorder. So I wondered and worried about the type of support I would receive from the medical community and from others. A few years back, I was hospitalized for the first time as a result of cystic fibrosis. Because I was fortunate enough to never be hospitalized before, I was concerned about what would happen. A few minutes after I was admitted to my room, I was presented with a bag full of items designed to make my stay in the hospital better. It was a gift from the Donna Crandall Foundation. Receiving that bag made me feel as if I wasn't forgotten about. It made me realize that there were people out there who cared and who were focused on helping. It was a simple bag, but it had a tremendous impact on how I viewed my future. It was so reassuring to know that there were good people focused on making a difference for those of us suffering with CF. It was equally reassuring to my family. Over the years, the Donna Crandall Foundation has had many fundraisers and even provided Thanksgiving dinners to many of us with CF. For a charity, it might seem something that's not out of the ordinary, but for my family and for myself, it was immeasurable. Years ago, CF was a death sentence, but because of foundations like the Donna Crandall Foundation, there are actually more adults living with CF than children. To me, this is amazing. This provides hope and inspiration for many of us who suffer with CF. The Donna Crandall Foundation has simply been a godsend. It's made me realize that there is a cure right around the corner, and it's because of the Donna Crandall Foundation. It provides hope. Thank you.
The Donna Crandall Memorial Foundation helps me year-round. Every year they send out financial assistance to me, as they do for all transplant patients, for expenses associated with follow-up appointments. Last year I received gift cards for groceries and gas that helped us, especially since my fiancée here was downsized because of COVID. The foundation has been there for me since 2000. I still remember my first inpatient gift bag. I was being admitted through the clinic, and Ronnie, a nurse, handed me a canvas tote and told me that there was a foundation that was giving CF patients inpatient gift bags. The bags are the silver lining to being admitted. As I got older and my stays on E5 became more frequent, I made the decision to retire to focus on my health care full-time and to get a double lung transplant. Again, the Crandall Foundation was there for me. This past May, I was admitted through the ER for a bowel obstruction. This was my fiancé's first experience with the ugly side of CF.
They wanted to send him to the surgical floor, but he requested E5 because they knew him up there. I was exhausted, emotional, still trying to understand what was going on, and wondering why he requested a different floor. But when we got up to E5, it made perfect sense. The smiles, waves, and greetings from the staff on the way down the hall to a special room was something from a movie. They brought us into Don's room, and I was blown away. I couldn't believe we were in the same hospital. It honestly felt like a beach house. They brought him a big, soft, warm blanket from the foundation, and that alone was comfort to us. A blanket after a scary and emotional night in the ER was the sign and reminder that the foundation was there for us.
That night, Lindsay couldn't stay in Dawn's room with me because of COVID restrictions. We didn't want to be apart, but since she had to leave, that night Lindsay stayed in the hotel across the street. She was completely drained from the whole ordeal. The next morning, she reached out to Lisa explaining our situation.
She called the hotel across the street to arrange for me to stay as long as I needed and sent money through Venmo to reimburse me for the hotel and food expenses while I stayed there, with a message saying, "Stay close to Justin, we are always here to help." She also got us parking passes, had the TV turned on in the room, and told me that the couch in the room pulled out to a bed for me to rest. Toward the end of our 9-day stay, when Justin was feeling better, he took me to the lounge. I was blown away. He showed me around the room, explaining different things to me. Then we sat on the couch and had coffee together in our matching tie-dye shirts. I even took a selfie and sent it to Lisa. I cried as Justin and I talked about this past week, his health and everything the foundation does for CF families. We stayed in touch with Lisa during and after our hospital stay and will continue to donate and support the foundation any way we can.
The Donna Crandall Memorial Foundation is a true blessing to everyone in the CF's community. Everything they do helps CFers and their families by assisting with comfort, rest, treatment, and happiness, all of which are essential when battling cystic fibrosis. Thank you for all you have done.
I started working with the Crandall Foundation 10 years ago, just as my grandson had come home from St. Margaret's Center. When Caden's CF would flare up and I had no one to turn to, the members of the Crandall Foundation were there, holding me up so I wouldn't fall. They were there to support me by any means and with everything from groceries to rental assistance, words of guidance and support. They help with referrals, medical equipment when needed. What I loved most about those I've worked with from the Crandall Foundation is their unconditional friendship over the years. They have become part of our family. It's nice to have someone in your corner. I will forever be grateful for all they have done for Caden and I.
I was introduced to the Donna Crandall Foundation almost 8 years ago after my daughter Drea was first diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. I remember my first interaction with the foundation was about a month after Drea's birth. We were at the cystic fibrosis clinic at Albany Medical Center when John, the social worker at the time, walked in with a huge bag filled with newborn clothes, stuffed animals, and a Target gift card. The first month of my daughter's life, my husband and I felt so alone and sad with this new diagnosis. The Donna Crandall Foundation made us feel like we were not alone and that the things were going to be okay. That was just the first of many things this amazing foundation does. Every summer, Drea receives some summertime goodies. This year, she received these fabulous pink aviator sunglasses and some sunscreen. They also do the pantry project where they provide us with the most generous grocery goodie bags when we go to clinic. At Christmas time, we can always look forward to receiving the most delicious Christmas cookies from them as well. The Donna Crandall Foundation is more than just a foundation. They have become a part of our family. And they not only go above and beyond for the patients, but they do as well for the family. I am forever grateful and truly appreciate everything they have done and will continue to do for Drea and our family.
Thank you for donating!
As you can see, your support for the foundation makes a lasting impact on so many lives. Thank you so much to Scott, Justin, Lindsay, Donna, Nina, and Drea for sharing what the Crandall Foundation means to you. Even though we are not able to meet together for Emerald Eve, your support will continue to change local CF families' lives for the better and to maintain all the programs that they offer. To learn more about all the services and programs offered and to watch even more videos, please visit donnacrandallfoundation.org. There, you'll also be able to find out more ways on how you can contribute and donate to the foundation. And save the date for next year's gala on Saturday, November 19th, 2022. I'll see you there. And if you're wondering about my favorite program recently, definitely the summer project. But it's too bad I can't decide which sunglasses are my favorite. I think these ones. Have a great night.